Hey guys, how's it going? This is Kendrys. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm gonna do a quick review for these books, and I think they're probably one of the best reference for drawing manga. And I think these books are kind of new, so I'm just gonna take a quick look and show you why I think they're so good. So the first one we're gonna take a look at is this one, the drawing faces, their face expressions, and this is really useful. When drawing manga, you definitely gotta be drawing a lot of face expressions, and this is a really good reference. And it has over 1250 illustrations, so it has a lot of examples, and it explains too, like different reasons and different ways to get the different emotions. And then we're gonna take a look at this one, which is the manga drawing the human body, and this one is really good to show you the whole character. So I'm gonna have the links in the description if you want to take a look at them or buy them, stuff like that. This is not like a sponsored video. This is just me. I just thought it would be good to share how these books are, and yeah. And if you do decide to use the link and buy it off Amazon, I do get like a commission kind of for the affiliate link. But yeah, it's not really sponsored or anything like that. But so let's get started. So let's get into it. First, I'm just gonna look here at the content. Kind of separates it for different, the main emotions, I guess: joy, anger, sadness, and then it has, you see, a couple of different ones. So you can see like it really separates everything. And then here has a couple of different ones, like romance, a couple ones, food, resting, and it's really good. It has like a lot of different things. So let's just take a couple examples. Just to give you a quick look. I mean, obviously I don't want to show everything, but so the way they set it up is really good because you have the main page for the expression, right, for the emotion, and it shows it from different angles. It shows you the front, like a diagonal or 3/4 view, and they got a side view, and then also you got like a from below and from overhead. So you got the same expression from different angles, so you can get a good idea how it is, and it explains, maybe some tips. You can add some effects. I can see how, like, how to think about that, like the smile and like a little bit of the eyes. It kind of gives you some arrows showing things you should focus on, and with the direction of the mouth and stuff. And then here on the next page usually has like some other examples, right, like different angles, different characters. So you have a lot of different things like that. This is like surprise, the same thing. You got the different angles, and then you have some examples here, and then it tells you a few things, like adding a little like sweat here, like it can help to get like a surprise kind of look. The eyes too, maybe like they're gonna be wide. Yeah, so it explains a lot. So this is a really good reference, so you can just go back to, and I think this is for me the most complete reference for like facial expressions that I have seen. It's all together in one book. It has so many things, and even has this cool part at the end. It's like expert tips. This is a cool way to just adding these symbols, like flush, sweat, shadow, and all these kind of things. I'm gonna show you this example here. This is a good one. For example, angry, and just having the same face expression and adding this little like symbols, pretty much. The flush, like the blush and sweat, different things. It completely changes the expressions, right? So, for example, not completely, but you get a better idea, like kind of like a little bit embarrassed, if you got this, even though it's the same expression. Here you get a little bit of sweat, so you get like a slightly different emotion from that, and just adding little things without changing the actual face. So now let's take a look at this one. So this book is more about like the overall drawing manga process, and let's just take a look at it. It has a lot of cool stuff like the anatomical ratios, and this is really good because it pretty much simplifies like the anatomy, and like it tells you how the proportions, how big things are, and like things to keep in mind. It's really good. So just like a quick thing, shows you So this book has everything like eyes, nose, mouth, pretty much every part of the body. Yeah, and the reason I like it so much is because a lot of people and teachers and people recommend just learn the human anatomy, right? But the thing is, even if you know human anatomy, it doesn't mean you know like manga anatomy. Like sure, it helps, but it's different. Like if you see artists that only draw like from life, when they try to draw like manga and stuff, it doesn't look right. It looks weird. So definitely you have to pretty much draw what you want to draw, right? If you want to draw manga, you have to study from life, but then also learn this like kind of proportions that to keep the style. And instead of figuring out yourself, you can have something like this where like it tells you things to keep in mind and like what to look for and where to put things. So this is really quick. So this is really quick, like the head ratio, Yeah, it has like a step-by-step kind of guide, so you can see everything. It tells you like the proportions, how big things are in relationship to another. Little tips for the hair. Here, it's like pretty much like the different types of the hair ends, how the different body parts. A lot of stuff. The back. I mean, it's a lot, So the main idea is like you have a lot of everything, and like it simplifies it. So, even if you're drawing more realistic, this kind of helps it, simplify so it's easier to understand. Because see, if you're drawing real anatomy, it can be a little, you got the actual shape of things, the actual form and stuff, but a lot of times you will need to simplify it and like this shows you the simplified version, and I think it helps you understand better. Gives you a better idea. But yeah, even tells you, if you want to have like a more masculine kind of character, more feminine, a lot of things like that. And the ratios for the hand is very interesting. A lot of stuff. And you see, there's like a lot of tutorials out there, and like different people explain stuff. I have made some stuff too, but like this has everything in one place, and something you can just go back and kind of experiment and like try and like, apply to your own stuff. It's really good. This is more like for drawing like a whole character, pretty much. I think this is a really good book for most people, like intermediate. It's not like only beginners, if you're intermediate or even advanced. This is really useful. And so if you're looking for books or something like that, like tutorials, or if you go to the bookstore and you see these kind of books, I suggest just go through them, just see how they are. So this, especially this company, this publisher, is pretty good. So they've been out for a couple of years, but I definitely haven't seen anybody mention them. And people always recommend like the classics, like the old school books. People always recommend the classics, like the old school books from like the 90s or 80s, whatever, like really, or before, really classic kind of old books. But these are kind of new and they're really good. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. So that's pretty much it. So that's gonna be it for the video. Remember to like if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps.